Hey everybody, welcome back to SHARC Doc Talk. This is Doc T with Dr. Deonson.
Hey.
We are rolling into the final episode of our mobility, flexibility, stability discussion, debate, whatever. But first, I want to check in for the week. So, Dr. D, lead us off.
Yeah. Last week, what did I do last week? Oh yeah, last week you mentioned that you signed up for a new gym. I also signed up for a new gym. Just because
Funny how that works.
Yeah.
Wonder who else did. It always comes in threes.
Yeah, we never talked about it either. I did it.
No, it was It was like, well, I didn't even know. Well, you were already part of the gym.
Yeah, I was a part of a gym. It's not that it was
decided to-
bad. It was or anything like that. It was just all of my other friends were starting to go to a different gym. I missed them. So
It gets lonely in the gym.
yeah. Like especially when you powerlift and you're by yourself and you have no one to talk to. You're like, well, this is
Yeah, because
fun.
you have a lot of downtime.
You have a lot of downtime, and then you're like
when I work out, I'm on a clock, so there's no...
yeah. And then if you're pushing like really heavy weight, I would prefer people to be there that I know, that I trust, to be able to spot certain things. So
I'm going to push this off my face. Please, somebody there help me.
yeah, so because of that, I was just kind of looking around at other gyms and everything like that. Kind of
Nice.
found out about like 3 or 4 of my friends that signed up for a different gym that was pretty close.
Okay.
And then they had like a founder's discount. So
Why'd they leave?
there was just certain things that was going on in the gym, not like in a bad way. They were just transitioning a little bit away from powerlifting.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was
there's not a lot of power lifters.
Yeah, so they
Not
were
a big niche.
they were transitioning a little bit away from it, and they wanted to stay a little bit more toward just powerlifting itself.
Sure.
So they just went to another gym, and it was fine. Yeah, that gym's still great. I'll still drop by here and there because
Sure.
my membership is still active apparently.
Funny how that works.
So I'll
I was
figure.
nervous. Gym memberships are tricky.
Oh, they are. They
The
are.
fine print's long.
Yeah, it's tricky. I'm still trying to figure it all out, but
Like, yeah.
we're at a different gym. It's fun. It's not that the other one was bad. Just wanted to be around my friends. And yeah, now it's fun. I think I work out with them at like 4 today. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
So that was the big thing last week. Other than that, had a couple patients come in. One was a patient that he's really cool, and how I would describe it is that he's very hyper aware of his body, almost to detriment.
Yes, I know.
So
I know whom you're talking about.
yeah. So because of that, we have to make like fun rehab programs for him where it's almost like I have to give him some permissions to move to show him that he's okay in these planes, and we have to get him strong according to those planes so he also feels safe there. So that's a fun little rabbit hole we can dive
The
into.
psychology of it all.
Yep. But yeah, that's been my week.
Yeah, it's fun the ones where they go, don't feel like I'm doing anything. Like, but you're not.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. We'll get there. The psychology of a patient,
Oh, yeah.
regardless of what their pain level is, whether they're dealing with recovery, rehab, treatment, whatever. It's interesting because I don't think it's ever going to heal. Then it feels great. When can I get back in the gym? It's like,
It's like you went from kindergarten to graduating high school.
I mean,
There's something in between that I have to
one
work
second
on.
later. Let's back it down a little bit. So we have actually a powerlifter patient who wants to get back into it.
Oh yeah, I heard it. It was hilarious.
And she was, left hip pain, left foot pain. I think I saw her 3 or 4 times. And on the third one, I don't know, it's not really getting any better, she says. And then as we go through, she is getting better, just she's getting frustrated because by the third visit, you're 2 weeks into the process.
Yeah.
And usually people have had this for 2 months. So it's 2 months in 2 weeks, not just the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so she was, concerned about the pain, and we figured it's getting better. And she asked her about this and that, and she's kind of doing her rehab. It's just that she doesn't feel like she's doing anything. And I said, well, I understand that because when you're a power lifter, and then I give you bridges or clams or some ab core functional movement plane, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, talk about bored.
Oh yeah.
Like somebody's like, well, I know my favorite one. Another guy. I don't know if I talked about this last week, but he came in and he goes, I gave him a new kind of scheme of the workout. Yeah, I did actually. And he goes, well, I know I'm only supposed to do 1 set and do the protocol here. So I did 3 sets and did the same protocol. And I was like, you did like 50 sets. Yeah, that's not what this is for.
Yeah, that's not what it's for at all.
It's like rehab, just to touch base because we're going to be getting this anyways. Rehab is really predicated on teaching you how to move again. You know what I mean? That's really all it is. And I'll segue that in a minute after I recap my week because I was excited. Last week I got PRP in my SI joint.
Okay.
Had some scar tissue broken down, which was unexpected and not comfortable. PRP shot it's a weird feeling. And then apparently hit my facets on L405.
Oh.
Just because he was in there. And I was like, that's fun. Nice to have a friend that does this because then I think they just poke holes in you for fun. It was like, hey.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a lot of shots too, because I know PRP isn't just one. There's multiple.
Oh, yeah. I think I took about, say, 4 or 5. So they hit up some good locations, plus some scar tissue removal stuff. So it was nice. And then I went out to dinner with my wife after that. I'm going out to dinner. That's okay, right? I'm like, yeah, you'll be fine. Just don't be on your butt too, like sitting too long. And I was like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So now we're 4 days out of it. It's just a little full, a little bruised, nothing big. I've been good. I swam a little bit, and I was telling you this morning I did chest.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do multiple body parts. I just want to do an easy 1 day thing. Mm-hmm. Getting the weights off for an incline bench was hilarious because it looked like I couldn't lift the weights. I was like babying them so much and making sure everything's in the right spot. And then when I rested, I literally just let them sit on my legs. I didn't even worry about trying to put them back. I just sat there for like 60 seconds and then did it again.
That's fair. Was this at the new gym that you're talking about?
New gym, yes. And it's funny because I haven't been part of a gym in 15 plus years. Mm-hmm. I've been in my garage.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about this last week, but the reason is when I walked in, I'm like a kid in a candy store. Yeah. I don't want to leave. I don't want to go. Every piece of equipment in there I want to use. Every single one. Even some things I don't even know what it does. Mm-hmm. Like I had one, it looks like it's just a stretching machine.
There's some weird ones now.
And I saw some guy just laying on it. I'm like, is it like nap time or what is that thing? So anyway, yeah, so it's a lot of fun. So I'm enjoying that. Still got to get used to the crowds and the people because my garage is quiet and nobody's in there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's been interesting. And there's a lot of, I call it peacock chest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A lot of, I call it imaginary lat syndrome, ILS.
This.
Yeah. Very, I'm huge. And the hallways are not that wide. Yep. So I'll get used to it.
That's the gym.
I got to find my gym bro. My gym bro.
Once you find it, it's a game changer. Start texting. Are you going today?
Shoot. It's really true. I remember when I was in the gym years ago, 24 Fitness, did you have these, just these people that worked out the same time you did. So that's what we refer to as gym bros. Just they're the same time frame doing the same stuff. So you have a little mutual respect and, that's that. So, Anyway, so we wanted to recap. We got into flexibility and mobility last 2 weeks. Flexibility, just can you get there, usually passively. So somebody's taking your arm up or whatever. Mobility is can you physically get yourself there? So the active range of motion stuff. Yeah. And then we start stumbling ourselves into our stability. Yeah. Now it's an interesting thing because the more I read about this and talk about it with people, it's like they are so intertwined. Mm-hmm. There really is no way to say, this is that. They're not separate. Without mobility, there's no flexibility. Flexibility, there's no stability. It's like you still need these things. And so when we get into what we're trying to accomplish with stability, it's really just understanding how to move your body, usually with load. Yeah. Now balance counts too, and how the body situates that. So we talk about somebody who has a 2-foot squat and they look beautiful and you put them on one leg and they fall over. Mm-hmm. And that's the stability component. Now the fun part is we get into this gray area where you and I reside for sure. I'm not sure if you've figured yourself out in that way yet, but meaning that I don't throw a mobility solution into a stability problem. Yeah. Right. And that's where we talked about, don't go online because online, all you're really going to get is whatever that you punch in that machine. So your answer is only as good as your question. Yeah. But you don't have eyes on you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If I had somebody do a self-assessment of a squat to a lunge and what it looked like, like I lunged. Yeah. Perfect. That's all I needed to know. Yeah. That was the point of the question. So when you have somebody in front of you, you get somebody that's actually going to watch, not just that you're doing the motion, but how. The quality of it. How does it look like? And I actually almost like stability is more like the quality of the movement. Mm-hmm. However, there's just so many, the definitions, I looked it up and went down the rabbit hole and I'm like, quality of movement I think is key.
It kind of gets all over the place because I know there's certain camps online that are just like, they don't believe that there are quote unquote stability exercises. Right. They just think concentric, eccentric and all that stuff. I understand where they're going with it at the same time, but there is a level of that has to happen as well. Like how well can you hold this motion? How beautiful does this motion look? Not just like, are you able to do it, but can you control it? Right. But also can you generate force well without it looking funky? There's a lot of
it's interesting because that's a rabbit hole. Yeah. And the one thing that makes me sad these days, like why I wanted to do this podcast in the very beginning was because of some things I saw online and I go, why are people posting stuff so contrarian? Yeah. And nitpicking, like when we speak, I'm not going to try to speak perfectly. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make a misquote and make a misstep. I'm going to use the right word or whatever. Yeah. But you get the premise, the premise of the idea. And so what happens to answer, or to not really answer your question, but what you just brought up is the clickbait component. Yeah. So you got people out there that are trying to get your attention out there. Yeah. And so they're saying things over the top and they're doing this and they're kind of going contrarian to that doesn't happen. You don't need that. Don't worry about this. And I had an old coach that I love to say, he's like, you never see a cheetah warm up before they go catch their prey. I'm like, because they're hunting, they're starving. Yeah.
I'm also not a cheetah.
I'm also not a cheetah. I can't run that fast. But it's like, no, the human body is a different thing, right? Yep. We have opposable thumbs and brains that some reason really love to sit on this stupid device for hours at a time.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mind for half an hour if you watch us. That's great. We're good. Plug it in, listen to it. That's cool. But that clickbait is really where this thing came from. So when we started talking about doing this, I was like, no, let's just put information out there that is backed, makes sense, pragmatic. You can look it up and go look online somewhere, and you're going to see what we're talking about is accurate.
Yeah.
Our opinion is a small piece of it, but our opinion is based a lot, mine anyway, is for sure, on 20 plus years of seeing all this take place. You can argue about the words all you want. There's so much mobility stuff out there that drives me nuts, because oftentimes people don't have a mobility problem.
Yeah.
They're stuck with a stability problem, meaning they don't know their quality of movement sucks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's it. And in the powerlifting world, there is interesting, when you look at the quality of movement, at some point it's just move.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it's the dirtiest squat I've ever seen.
Oh,
in
it can be
life.
horrible. And this is the funniest debate. I love this debate.
Yeah.
That's the sport of powerlifting.
No, I agree.
When you're training with your buddies, that quality should be really good.
Yeah.
That should look, you shouldn't have a lot of misses unless mentally you're just, bad day, which happens.
It happens
When
a
you
lot.
get to competition, that is now sport, definition of sport like that, right? Where you're actually having to push your body regardless of the quality, beyond its ability sometimes to perform this task.
Yeah. If we talk about powerlifting, it gets into the funky, like, do we just train to get stronger? Do we train the whole motion, right?
Right.
I'm more on the let's train the motion together and get stronger at the same time than just sacrifice all the form, right? Yes, form doesn't always save you, but it also makes things a lot more efficient.
Well, that's the biggest thing. Form, whether it's running, jumping, basketball, shooting, baseball,
Yeah.
soccer, doesn't matter. High rocks. The form breakdown will leak more energy than anything else you're doing.
Absolutely.
And that is the one thing that we talk about, the stability component is that form breakdown, that efficiency of movement. We're kind of coming up with some good words. I like this. Efficiency, quality, like
Quality
those are
motions.
actually better than the ones I've read out there.
Yeah.
Ones out there, you always have to be very careful about how you define these things, but that's kind of the piece of it all. Now, when we break this down to your weekend warriors, that's where we get tricky.
Yeah.
Because we're not having somebody like your professional powerlifter, baseball, soccer, basketball, whatever. They're also paying to get someone like me working on them, someone like you working with them, massage therapists, they're taking naps, steams.
That's a big one. Take the nap.
Oh, the nap, dude. I'd kill for a nap some days. Of course, my wife always laughs. She's like, you can't nap anyway. I said, yeah, but if I had the opportunity, I might.
Yep.
I might. Anyway, but they spend, we say train like the pros, recover like the pros. But that's because they recover half of the day.
Oh, yeah.
They're not training 6 hours a day. 2, maybe 3, 4, if it's 2 a day, depending on the time of season. But every hour they're in the gym, they're an hour in recovery.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very much matched almost 1-to-1, 1-to-2, really. And so for you out there who's like me and like Dr. D here, we're paying to play. We got to focus on these things. And that's the downside. When you get to somebody who comes in, like the powerlifter we're going to work with, she's ready to go. Let's deadlift tomorrow. I'm like, sweetheart, you can barely touch your toes properly.
Yeah.
And you want to deadlift tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like load. I'm like, we should probably work on a couple things first, right? So that quality, that efficiency of movement is where the stability component comes in.
Oh, yeah.
And for weekend warriors, the reason you're tricky out there, we're tricky, is because a lot of you are at work.
Yeah.
We commute to work in the car, we sit at work, we sit at home with dinner and food, whatever like that. And it's not just sitting is the enemy, right? It's not that piece. It's what sitting does to your body. And it becomes inefficient for the glutes and the core because you don't need them when you're sitting. You just kind of slouch and slop down and do your thing.
Yeah. Kind of get into that survival.
100%.
What the
Come get
body
through work.
doesn't need.
Yeah. And so when we do our stuff, like we have different protocols here than most places. I only know that again because this is what I'm told or learned over the years.
Yep.
And our protocols tend to work really well because of the way we implement them. However, I can only lead the horse to the water.
Yep.
I can't make him drink it.
Oh, yeah. We can write the best program you've ever seen in your
And we've
entire
done some
life.
good ones.
Yeah. There's a couple where I'm like, I cooked on this one. This one's real nice.
Yep, right there, pat on the back for sure.
But like, if you don't do it,
Doesn't
what's
matter.
the point?
Doesn't matter at all. Yeah, it's a fascinating thing to put it together, and you get proud of yourself, and you hand it to them like, oh
yeah.
and they take it, and you're like, how'd the rehab go? Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I didn't get to it.
It was a week ago. Yeah, and just the pure. And so people out there, when they give you plans like that, like understand we do spend a lot of time. I've spent upwards of 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah.
On just a 3 rotation rehab program.
Oh yeah.
And because I want to make it a really good program. So when they go, so with us, we need predictable results.
Yeah.
So whenever we give somebody exercises, this is like knowing your client too. I have some clients, well, what do I do after this? I'll tell you when you get there.
Yeah.
Why? Because you'll do it today. And you haven't earned it yet. So know your clients and make sure your clinicians know you.
Oh yeah.
Be honest with them about these things. But you write this out and you give it to them. You're like, I'm so excited for this right now because I know this is going to help you.
Oh yeah.
And they don't do it. And it's like I'm kind of mad.
Oh yeah.
I take it personally.
Oh yeah. I totally understand. Sometimes I hate to say that I will know the patient well enough where it's like, I know they won't do this one, so I'll also write another one.
Oh
on the
yes, I
bottom.
have those too. Yep. I actually had to revamp an entire program to put in fun stuff, air quotes, so that she would do the non-fun stuff, which I thought was hilarious because I was like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Love you to death, no problem. We'll get it done.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, so as we bleed this into kind of a topic that hit me this morning I want to talk about was the Achilles thing. So I was watching Dan Patrick, love Dan Patrick, and it was a reboot. It was a rerun from like 2 weeks ago when the NBA championships was going on. And that gentleman that tore his Achilles, which heart goes out to him. That's a crappy, horrible, long recovery. So all the best to you. Forget his name.
Halliburton,
yeah.
I'll even say this. It's not like he was the only one that happened to this season. There was more.
Yeah.
So I think there was 7. Don't quote me on that one. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. And my wife asked me right after that happened, she says, how does that happen? And I kind of smiled and I said, oh, hon, that was set up months, if not years ago. Who knows? Like these are things, Achilles don't just snap.
Oh yeah.
Right. It's not, unless you're jumping from a 4-story building, landing on your toes.
Oh yeah. Or
you might snap it, but chances are your knee's going to buckle or ankle before your Achilles
someone's
does.
grabbing your foot. And
Maybe. I mean, that
Maybe.
Achilles
Even
is
then.
really strong. And it's interesting because when she asked me and I told her that, I was like in the back of my head going, I mean, yeah, no, if I've said this to kids, high school athletes in college, if it's the Super Bowl, if it's the NBA championship, if it's the World Cup, you're going to go play.
Yeah.
If it was me, I'm going to go play. Like I played volleyball. If it was a national gold medal match and my Achilles was hurting me, I'm going to go on the floor and play until it breaks.
Yeah.
That's just my mindset. Most athletes are sharing that mindset, but there definitely was something underlying that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, those are the things that it could be. This is where I get into annoyance with the mobility concept. If I've got a strain in my Achilles or calf or issue there, that to me, in my opinion, is not really a mobility problem.
Not anymore.
You know what I mean?
There's damage. You can move.
And I'm like, maybe it began as one that he couldn't absorb it, but then you get into sport. I guess it's like this concept. Once you bring sport into the equation, you kind of take some of the stuff that fits the 9-to-5ers out of the equation.
Oh yeah. Sport is the biggest wild card that you could kind of see.
There's so many variables.
Oh yeah.
It is not predictable. Even in golf, it's like, well, the ball's not moving. I'm like, yeah, but your body is.
Yeah.
There's 40 quintillion variations to the swing.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot can happen in that swing, right?
And then every jump shot's different. Everyone
Landing,
that dribble is different.
Something hitting you, somebody hitting you, like it's slipping a little bit with the sweat. God knows there's sweat on the floor there. It's one of those things that I think that's where my issue because I am a little bit I'm not anti-mobility. I mean, yes, you need to be able to do this stuff, but I also think usually by the time we see them with injuries or owies, excuse me, I call them owies. Usually by then, they're so mucked up. We got tissue issues. We got scar tissue crap everywhere. We got stability problems. We got proprioceptive problems. We got all kinds of other issues to deal with. And so I come from this idea of like approach of the stability portion, which is trying to get you to move better.
Yeah.
And then if we have you moving better, I feel like at some point we can address some other, if there is true mobility issues, then we can address that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what does that sound like to you?
Yeah, that seems very logical. Like most of the stuff that I usually see, especially when it becomes like, oh yeah, I feel my knee feels unstable when I move. Could be from an injury. Mine's from an injury for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
well, yours is from a lack of anatomy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're
There's
missing
no ACL there anymore.
Missing a piece, right?
Yeah.
And that's those variables of you got no ACL. I don't need your joint or your knee joint to
move more. No,
mobile.
It needs to move less.
Lots of stability. Lots of stability. Hamstring strength, calf. You could argue. I could say you could argue some ankle mobility for sure.
Yeah.
Keep the gastroc soleus tib posterior. Keep that complex moving around. But if you're a runner, that can be tricky because then if your hip becomes inefficient, you use your ankle. So the ankle's going to tighten up because you're using your calf muscle. Yeah. Because you're trying to avoid your hips and hamstrings. There's a lot of variables. Anyway.
Yeah. Needless to say, like you're not going to find your answer immediately one time online.
You'll never. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I have on purpose now spent like hours because I fly a lot. And when I get the internet anyways, that actually works. And I'll Google random stuff just to kind of see. It's funny they pitch this. If I have internet online, I'm like, nah.
It's not that great.
Do you really? Loading my email here. It took most of the flight. Yeah. But you go to, I do these rabbit holes and I'll go to ChatGPT and Grok and I'll just start punching stuff in. And just to kind of see, because the great thing with ChatGPT is actually pulls from Reddit and some other, popular forums. Yeah. So you can really dive into the bro science. Whoa, it gets interesting. And it's like, what? So I think that's the scary part for us and what we do is we have to stay on top of our knowledge base, which I think we're pretty good. Plus, we have to stay on top of what they're hunting down because honestly, I'll be honest with everybody out there, people who are patients of ours that watch this or listen to this, somebody's curious or just like watching what we're talking about or you're bored. Anyway, and here we are. When you guys look that stuff up and you apply that to yourself, you actually make our job more difficult when you get here. Because now we have to figure out and undo whatever it is you've done and then go back to baseline, which is your basic mobility stuff, and then develop a program process with you from there. And some people, I swear to God, to this day, the funniest thing is when they said, I Googled hamstring strain.
Yeah.
And mobility was what was thrown at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that yet.
Touching your toes and stretching it. I'm like, you pulled it.
Mm-hmm. And for us, that's something that we talk about all the time. But for you guys, we'll explain that a little bit. When you strain a muscle, especially if we get like diagnostic imaging on it and ultrasound, we can prove it's 100%. It's a strain, right?
Fibers are pulling apart.
Yep. The fiber's already gone. So why are you taking that fiber part that's trying to come back together and heal and taking it farther apart?
Yep.
Maybe toward the end of rehab, I can understand why you're trying to lengthen it. But right now, no. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And on top of that, it's funny. So just, quick process in there. Once you sustain an injury, all systems shut down. Flexibility, mobility, stability, like the whole motor control, everything shuts down until the body can feel safe within that injury, whatever it may be.
And that's really what the rehab is for.
Yeah,
just give you some safety to do so.
Our soft tissue work that we do, that we specialize in here, helps get that tissue kind of calmed and willing to take on new information. Then we start with certain proprioceptive things and stability things to bring in more information. So it's like, okay, we can move through this while the tissues and fibers heal. There is a point in there where you can load that. There's always a big debate on that one.
Yeah.
I'm always on the conservative side. And here's why. If I'm doing a pro athlete, you've also got 16 people around that athlete taking care of them.
Yeah.
They're fine. For you out there, you don't. You got us, and then maybe something online, and then some buddies are helping you out with what helped them, which never helps.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
It's too much going on there, right? So it's one of those things where our training allows us to understand what your body's doing kind of in real time based on what you're telling us and what we're able to see and test for, what we can test for. And then that's how we kind of derive our conclusions and our plans and what's going to look like timeline-wise and figure this out. But when you have that injury, right, that mobility factor is not the factor anymore. It's the stability to me, in my opinion. It's proprioception, it's stability, control, because your body's already shut down. Low back pain is the most common one we see. Sprained ankles, knees, things like that, like you. I mean, there's the reason your eyes are closed, single leg work is to bring back the stability and proprioceptive function to the system, not just your knee joint, but the whole thing up and down, because when you have an injury, you disconnect. And so...
Literally, that's what it is.
That always makes you scary. I know it's the first time somebody said you don't need your ACL, it took me a while to wrap my mind around this. Yeah. And I'm like, that's very much situationally dependent.
Yeah, very, very much situational. Okay, I'll put the disclaimer out there. I happened to not get the ACL reconstruction surgery. Not because it's a bad thing to get it, but because of where my life was at that point and what I was doing in my everyday life, I didn't necessarily think it would be 100% worth it. When I tore it, I was at the end of my grad school rotations. I was starting my grad school rotations, so I didn't really want to be completely off because I didn't want to take a year off. And
the rehab and ACLs are off.
Yeah. So I just wanted to keep going, right?
Sure.
So I could finish, and my pain was going down, I had mobility going on, and generally I was actually pretty stable. I didn't feel like my knee was buckling all the time.
That's good.
So that was like the big number one thing. I was like, oh, well, we're not buckling all the time, so let's consider other options right now. But I also wasn't doing anything like playing basketball until recently.
Yeah, so I said it's very dependent on what you do.
And I wasn't playing any sports other than like, powerlifting, but I wasn't going really heavy at that time. I was just...
lifting weights for you is going to be a godsend because that's what's going to keep that hamstring strong.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's
VMO
what
going.
Accidentally rehabbed my knee was deadlifting didn't hurt. So I kept going.
So do that. Yeah. And then when I get strong enough, I'll squat heavy.
Yeah.
When I get strong enough, I'll lunge. It's a process in motion. But if you were a world-class marathoner, soccer player, basketball player, volleyball player,
that's different.
You need to put that sucker together.
Put it back together.
You are going to need that thing.
And plus, at that point, I'm getting paid to do so.
Oh my God, yeah. That's the biggest difference. When we tell our patients, we're trying to really kind of break down that barrier of, look, I know you feel like you're a pro athlete. Believe me, there's days in the gym I feel like I'm yes, and I'm like, no, dude, you're 52, you're done. Your time is come and gone.
Yeah.
But I'm always going to have that mindset. Now I had to turn that mindset, which really has not been easy. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not the most calm, sit still, patient person.
Yeah.
Like sitting around watching grass grow, I want to tear my eyeballs out.
The fact that we were able to have him sit down and do this is kind of fun.
Yeah, that's why I just keep talking and babbling and moving so much. It's like great because I can just vomit on my brain stuff. But believe me, there's anyway. So bring myself back to this. Yeah. Okay, I got out of a chair and almost fell over, and that hurt like crazy, and it's not going away because things just go away, right? I'm shaking my head, rolling my eyes because if you're listening, not seeing, you'll picture that. And so I dove into it, and then I found these critical errors in my movement pattern because some of us are just, I was gifted with a great vertical when I played volleyball, so I was jumping 37, 38 inches in the air.
That's really good, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I didn't land so gracefully, but I got off the ground awesomely. It was wonderful.
That's where the photos happen,
yeah,
so
right?
that's all that matters.
And I would train and work out, and I mean, just like I didn't eat enough sometimes when I trained really hard, and it's like there's little things that you did. I earned it. Like the doc that did the PRV is like, how'd you do this? I'm like, I earned it. And he just started laughing because he knows me really well. The staff does.
Yeah.
They completely understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I did a lot of dumb things. Now, some dumb things were done on purpose to like exploratory. I want to see what you have. I got plantar fasciitis. Okay. You're not supposed to run on it, but what if you did? How do you run on it and circumvent, so the process of healing. So, and all these little stupid things I've done. I did the med ball drop on your gut.
For what?
Abs, baby.
Okay. I thought you were going to say
I'm
just
not a
'cause.
boxer.
Yeah.
There's no need to do that. Yeah. But I thought, well, let me see what this does. And so, yeah, a lot of dumb things. Anyway.
And then just to talk about that, because I love boxing. So I'm going to break that down between human stuff and then like pro stuff.
Yep.
I know they say it's an ab workout, and I understand where they come from. Really, it's so they get used to taking hits.
Yeah,
so.
it's nothing to do with abs at all. I'm pretty sure it's what screwed up my back too.
Probably.
20-pound med ball. Here we go. Oh yeah, let's go.
It's cool, and you will have to brace your core, but like really, it's so you understand how to take a hit. So that wouldn't be number one on my.
Well, here's the funny part.
Yeah.
You have to brace your core. How do you know? I just made pressure. How do I know it's bracing my core?
That's true.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing when we get into patients in rehab, we start talking about how these things work.
Yeah.
It's funny because they hear, and both of us too, for sure. You're new to the world, but you're a smart guy. And you've paid attention, you learned a lot. Yeah. I go, they don't quite grasp until you walk them through how these things work. And then they have this look on their face like a light bulb and like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, that absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
No matter what my wife says out there, I do make sense sometimes. Not all the time, occasionally. Hit or miss inside this box. But it's one of those things where you really, when you break it down, like I love these talks. I love going over this stuff. I'm a nerd with this.
Yeah.
Because you have, if we have like we should bring in Nandi or Alvin.
Yeah, we could do that.
And wrap it up next week for another one like this, just to get their intake, right? Because they have different viewpoints, different educational backgrounds.
Yeah.
And it's always good to hear different directions and angles because I would never, my tool bag would never just have a hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Ever. And so it's kind of nice having those options. But when it breaks down to this, land my plane here, stability stuff, what I had to relearn for myself personally, what you went through with your knee, you took and I took a trauma enough to make you go, okay, I need to pay attention to this now. I need to, because you hurt your back a couple of years ago.
It was last 2 years?
Yeah,
2 years
whatever
ago.
it was, yeah. And you went through the rehab, and then I bugged you every other day or so. Did you do rehab? No. Did you rehab? No. I'm like,
yeah, then I took it seriously.
right. And then you tweak your knee, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's scarier.
Yep.
Like the knee is scarier than the back because you're strong, so the back will come around.
Yeah.
The knee is like, you don't have an ACL in there.
Yeah. That was the first thing.
You have no assistance. If that thing starts flopping around, I was like, oh boy.
Yep.
And so that woke you up, and it's like, I was like, okay, I need to pay attention to myself too. So for those out there, again, we know you so well because we are you. We do the same goofy stuff you do. We just try to educate you well enough that you don't do that. And stability is really our big thing. We really like to bring in that proprioceptive stuff, the stability stuff. The better you move, the less likely you are to get injured. Yeah. And so we go back and revert back to that Achilles thing or any issue, any patient we have with those type of foot, ankle issues. I know they have problems elsewhere. Yeah. And here's the thing. He's paid millions of dollars and he wants to win a title. You are not out there. You're not paid millions of dollars and you're not going for a title. So if you hurt yourself, just take a break, take a breath, take a beat, let it calm, get a hold of someone like us and make sure whatever you do, whoever you do it with, just be careful of the machine out there because that machine is not there to help you. It's there for you to click. That's it. So be wary of what you click on.
Oh, yeah. And then to the importance of stability, you mentioned that you're a big fan of it, right?
Yes, huge.
Huge fan. I guess, what are a couple things that you would tell someone that is just looking to stretch their injury rather than just get it stronger?
Okay. Yeah. So when you have, my favorite one is this, the toe touch, right? My hamstrings are tight. I say, how do you know that? They try to touch their toes. Now, for those out there, touching your toes is a hip exercise, right? So there's a thing called a Jefferson curl. You're allowed to look that up on the internet machine. Do not start doing it though.
Without protocol, yeah.
There's a lot of variables in there, but it's called a Jefferson curl, which is essentially touching your toes, right? Rounding your back, rounding everything out. There is health in that. I'm a little on the fence, just a sidebar, with the weighted version, like the heavy stuff, but there's definitely benefit to that. So when you go to touch your toes, there are a lot of variables that we're actually going to talk about this in the mobility workshop next week.
Okay.
That's why I'm leading off with that.
There you go.
It's great. We're going to have video. You guys check in next week for that one. But the neurological patterning of bending over to touch your toes is something that you develop as a child and we lose as an adult because we sit too much. Your hamstring generally gets strained because you've lost your hip hinge, your ability to hinge at the hip and use it. So whenever you have a lack of something in one place, you'll take that energy, put it somewhere else because you're telling your body to do whatever you do. Bend, touch toes, run, jump, climb stairs, in and out of the car, whatever. So that was awesome. We need that on the thing.
I was like, we'll figure that out.
Barbell's clanging. But you have to take, so if I'm going to sit down and my knee hurts, I'm going to shift my body weight over to the other side to offload. I just got that with a rower yesterday. I just figured that one. I was like, wow, that was a lot more than I expected. But when you do that, you just divert energy someplace else and then you overload that tissue and then over time that tissue will break down. Yeah. So at time you pull a hamstring, pull a calf muscle, something like that. Again, if it's not an underlying thing like this gentleman had, and you're just, normal and you decide to go skateboarding for the first time in 20 years and pull it. All right. There were other issues already there. So what it really comes down to most of the time when a patient comes in, new client comes in, whatever, and we're assessing them, we're trying to figure out what's been there and how long. Yeah. Because most people won't get symptoms until, recently.
Later, yeah.
But there's been a buildup. Did I answer that question?
Yeah, I think you did. It's like there is a level where the tissue is overloaded, and you're trying to figure out what's really the problem there. And
here's the best thing I tell you. So I tell patients all the time: flex your everyone out there watching, listening, flex your arm as hard as you can. I want you to hold that flex for 7 to 8 hours, and then tell me how your arm feels after.
It's not fun.
And that's kind of what you're doing. I know it seems kind of like a little crazy, but when you're in a bad, inefficient position, you are overloading that tissue for hours, days, weeks, months, forever, until something either breaks or you happen to say you come in, like I have a patient, we're dealing with low back, just found out she has knee issues. She didn't tell me that.
Makes sense, yeah.
I don't know why she didn't tell me that. But I was like, oh, well, here we go. Like, here's the problem with all these things. So, and she's a tennis player. So that's, the knees are going to be rather affected. So the point of it is when you're lacking kind of that stability in the motion and the movement of the body parts, and the whole system as a unit works together, and you start missing pieces, like you have no ACL, great example. Yeah. Your knee and the hamstrings now have to do a better job of stabilizing that hinge joint. Oh, yeah. Or you're going to land on it, hear a pop, and hurt something else.
Yep, and that's what happens.
You know what I mean? So let's say, just hypothetically, you had 10 connective tissues in the knee. You tear one. Now 9 are doing the job of 10. If you tear another one, now 8 are doing the job of 10. Yeah. At some point, you cannot keep up, right? It's it's done. That's why typically athletes will have surgeries, and non-athletes or people in your place who are kind of like, my professional career is over with basketball, so we're just going to leave it be. Yeah. That was a smart decision, I think, too. Honestly, it's a tough one, too. You're young.
Yeah, it was I just wanted to finish my degree. Yeah, that's what it was.
Once you get into school, you're really knee deep. You're like, I just want to get out of here now.
Yeah, like if it was my first year, like
freshman year of college,
or even like first year grad school, because you haven't gone through much yet, I probably would have gotten it. Yeah. But like I was toward the end, I had really 2 semesters left, so I was like, hey,
I got more to do.
Let's just finish this up.
So anyway, but that's kind of where we get to it. It's just like you overuse the tissue, you'll feel stiff. That's the most common symptom at first. Stiffness is check engine light. It's just something's going on with the body. But that's usually predicated on a dysfunction, right, versus a lack of mobility. So I always describe it as it's hard to get there or I can't get there. And there's 2 different things. Mobility issues are I can't get there. Yeah. Stability issues to me are it's hard to get there.
Yeah, it's hard to get there. You can't own that position. Yeah. You're
and that's an easy way. But really, I've tried for years, as long as you've known me, to come up with some online version just to help people. Try this, try that. Yeah. But all of them, every time I get halfway through and I'm excited about, I got it. I hit a speed bump and I'm like, well, no, that won't work. Because then if you do that, but then if you do that and that, then you have, it falls apart.
It's simple to understand, but even harder to understand once you get more into it.
And for me to tell somebody at home, I mean, you see us, you've listened to these, you've heard us go back and forth and talk about this, and there's so much gray area and stuff you have to consider. To say I'm going to send something home with somebody and they're going to self-evaluate, Because I remember doing
Yeah.
I call them the blip years, but I was trying to do some like online Zoom
yeah.
assessments. It took like 2.5 hours, and it should take 30
Yeah.
because the camera angle,
And then like connect
the lighting,
yeah.
the connectivity,
All that
kids
fun
running across the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just like, oh boy. By the time I got through assessing a lunge or a squat, they have done 20 of them.
Yep.
So anything I was looking for has been kind of like worked
Coached out of
through
it,
or
yeah.
coached out. Yeah. And you're like, okay, so I'll get there someday, I promise. It's just really hard.
I'm trying to figure that out now too.
But it's like, yeah, I mean, the patient, I got to tell her, I had a rower yesterday. She came back. Her and her parent, her mom and her sisters go on a trip every year where they drive through like a couple states and check out a bunch of places.
Yep.
They had a blast. I'm like, that's a great tradition, by the way. So she comes back and I'm working around now. In rowing, you're on one side of the boat or the other, so starboard or port. And that's the arc. The way I look at it is the arc of the oar as you're going out of the water. And she has some right low back pain and the oar's in her right hand coming across wide. So I looked at her doing some stuff and I had to, of course, got her to single leg things. And it was a riot because her left leg really strong, her right leg, she falls over.
Oh yeah.
And she had to, I was just trying to do a stationary, kind of like, not a Bulgarian, but kind of a pseudo reverse lunge. And she just, her whole body just contorted.
Yeah, because that's how she's
Yes.
just moving.
And I did our magic trick with the bench and the RDL.
Oh, that one, yeah.
And all of a sudden, glutes.
Fired, yeah.
She's like, so I have to do this. I'm like, until you can do it without it, yes. And she's like, that's going to be weird. I'm like, Dad, don't care.
I don't care about weird. I really don't care about
And
weird.
she really didn't say it like that, but I was like, in my head, I'm like, I don't care. I need you to use these hips.
Yeah.
And so we can get you to do that hip hinge thing. And as a rower, that's vital.
Oh, yeah.
And this poor girl's 6'2" and all of like 105 pounds.
Oh, yeah, she's growing.
Very,
into her
still
body.
filling out, still growing, but very long lever arms.
Oh, yeah.
So when she does, she's going to be an amazing rower because that's a good
Mm-hmm.
build. But we got to add about 15 pounds of muscle on her to get her to really get it there. But yeah.
Get some power. Yeah,
But
yeah.
you see that in athletes, it's the asymmetries in athletes that you have to be careful of. Like, you know, Usain Bolt probably has some asymmetries.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he
I'm
has
not
scoliosis
touching that
too.
kid until he retires.
Yeah.
He runs really fast when he turns left.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not as fast when he turns right.
Probably not.
Really fast turn left. So it's one of those things where I'm not going to correct that.
Nope.
But in the high school athletes, yes, I'm going to help correct that.
Especially if there's pain.
Yeah, because and people may ask why. It's because they're young. They're not professionals. They're not getting paid.
Yep.
And a lot of them, most high school athletes, were not going next level.
Yeah.
And the ones that get into your D3s, your low end, they're probably not going the next level. And I don't know if there's pro rowing, but some sports don't have a pro. Yeah,
It's Olympic level. So
Olympic
there has-
level for sure.
So there has to be some level.
still one of the hardest things in the world. Train for 3 years, 50 weeks
Yeah.
for 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
Just like,
That sounds disgusting.
My Lord,
That
the
sounds
dedication.
disgusting.
I have so much respect for Olympic athletes around the world.
Yeah.
Just on that piece alone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's competitions in between, of course. But man, for the, shoot. Can
Oh,
you
yeah.
imagine?
Oh, yeah. Just to bring it on to my side in terms of stability here, too. One of my patients,
See how he centers me again? Because I like to drift off into La La Land.
I'm trying. We had this talk off camera.
You're doing a great job.
Just bring it back onto my side of patients. I had a 16, I think he's 17 now. He just had his birthday. Basketball player with the calf strain that I mentioned a while ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
So, like, we were just checking in with him. He wants to play. He's like, can I play in the scrimmage? I said no. Just because of everything that we actually just talked about here.
Yeah.
I gave him, like, almost a circuit just to keep the cardio up because, you know, he's a little concerned. Just to keep everything safe for his Achilles and calf area. But
Oh, just so you know, I don't know if you know this or not. Rowing,
yeah, I was going to introduce.
fantastic for him.
But he also said, "It's like it's gonna look weird." I'm like, we're gonna find out.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, so I met him in the middle. I was like, if you want to like get to the stationary bike, I guess you can go for it, but you have to do these other ones too.
Yeah, I would be on the rower more than the bike.
Yeah.
Just my doctor opinion there, but yeah.
No, I agree, but you know,
I understand who you're talking about.
16, 17-year-old kid, I'm like, okay, we gotta find that middle ground here.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, but he's starting to listen, which is good. But when we talk about that stability component, he has this calf strain going on. But whenever I put him through like a squat assessment, he would also have like buckling. So his knees would drop in. I'm like, oh, that's the bigger problem here, right? That can load that Achilles or that calf in funky ways, in ways that shouldn't have to be loaded.
Yep, 100%.
Now you add that problem onto the fun parts of the randomness of sport,
Right.
something could happen. I'm not saying he is going to tear his Achilles, but now he has a higher chance of doing so. Hence why we have to kind of work on some of those stability exercises or owning certain positions, or even for him, it wouldn't be mobility. He's actually pretty flexible right now. And he can.
Well, is he mobile or flexible?
He's both. He's both. Because he can get to certain positions and he can also actively get there by himself. But he doesn't have that stability in squatted positions or lunge positions. And really, most of the jumps from a basketball position, for the most part, are coming from that quarter squat position. So let's own that.
That's the power position. Yeah.
Let's own that.
100% own that.
Yeah.
Especially loaded. And there's interesting debates, not to jump off side. There's a lot of debates on the positioning and training, because in my heyday, I was a big fan of full range of motion. And then as I thought through, learned, grew, educated myself, there's, I think, the power points of athletics, and then there's the nature of humans.
Yeah.
So being able to squat down and like sit into a squat and sit there, absolutely you should be able to do that. With 135 pounds on your back, not so much.
You don't need to.
Yeah,
That's for sport.
I don't see the benefit down there for that, because it's not what it's for.
Yeah.
Anyway, go back.
Yeah. So basically, that's what we've been working on with him. Just let's see if we can get stable. He's like, when do we get into the actual calf stuff? Which I understood where he was coming from, right?
We are.
It's like, we're getting there, but we also have to fix everything up the chain and let the calf heal.
Yes, and we are. That's the thing that we get stuck in the medical model of this blinders.
Yeah.
I hurt my calf, therefore just focus on my calf. No, hurt your calf, let it rest and heal, because you did something else goofy. Let's fix everything else.
And load it appropriately when necessary.
Yeah, and the calf isn't like, you're not, like jumping rope for him should be a everyday thing.
Yeah.
At some point.
At some point, not right now.
Right? And that's just for hip, not calves, hip. People always think jump rope's calf exercise. I'm like, it shouldn't be. There's no calf exercise except for like calf raises, unless you're a bodybuilder or you're trying to kind of create longevity, meaning
Elongation.
Yeah, I've talked too much already. Yep, at that time. Anyway, so you're going to load that tissue like that, but that's a very safe, everything is clean and clear.
Yeah.
And then we can get into things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing we just brought up, the squatting, so it's an interesting way to look at it. I love this thing I've discovered over the years. Mobility and stability. Why I don't like the mobility. This is really what it comes down to. It's very funny.
Yeah.
Over my years, I've seen people with horrible mobility, by classic terms, have a beautiful squat.
Yeah.
I've seen people with amazing mobility have horrible squats. I've seen everything. And the funniest thing to me is mobility is, can you get in the position? Doesn't really matter how.
Yeah.
Just can you.
Yeah.
How you do it, which is stability, is far more important than that you can do it, in my opinion. And that's where this kind of, I just wrote it over here. I was like, that's what I wanted to say. That was it. I'm done. Podcast over. Nope, that was it. So with him, we just talk about that. He struggles in certain positions of that squat. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like putting him in a squat and throwing a ball at him, throwing it sideways, like making him have to stabilize from all angles.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where I'm like, then you get a balance pad in there, or you get a Bosu ball in there. Like, then I can see how some value in that. But he's not a kid. This is a kid. At some places, you see him on a Bosu ball. He can't even do an air squat.
Yeah. No,
with stability and catch a ball without falling over. But I'm going to put on a Bosu ball now. In a sport that there is no Bosu balls in the court. Like, we're developing cart before the horse, right?
Yep.
So that strategy of where you start to implement these ideas of when we do this, when we do that is correct. And it's funny because, like I told the story about my wife and her heel, she did a sumo deadlift and goblet squat workout and her heel pain went away. It had nothing to do with the foot.
Yeah.
So he had something that happened where he strained that calf. His rehab is for his calf. Like, we're already doing that.
Yeah.
So when it does get loaded inappropriately in sport,
it'll be fine.
everything can withstand it. Yes, you can handle the stress now.
Yeah.
It's just it's an interesting like circle around how that all works out when trying to get, especially kids.
Yeah.
Although most of my adult athletes, the same thing. The one who asked about powerlifting already, like, you've been 6 days no pain. 6 days, and now you want to go like.
I mean, I don't blame her because,
No, I don't blame her at all. Look at me.
I've done the same thing.
I'm like losing my mind. I went swimming just because I couldn't do anything else, and I thought it was in the Olympics. Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not going anywhere. I have a 96-second 50. I'm not going anywhere.
For me, it was because like I'm still kind of coming back from that knee injury that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then I really haven't touched like a high bar type of squat, like your normal type of squat. And I said, I'm feeling good today. Have
you done it?
Yeah, we loaded.
Oh, nice.
It was, we got it at 3:15.
Nice.
No, 3:30. I realized like we should probably stop. I should probably stop.
When it feels good, it feels good.
Yeah. Well, the first warning sign that kind of popped up was the walkout was uncomfortable. And then if you can't control the walkout, then let's put it away.
Yeah.
But then, the athlete in the back of my head was like, hey, let's just go for it. Let's go for it.
Just because I haven't done it in a while, that's all.
So I got there. There was like a 1 to 2 out of 10 pain. So I was like, we just stop. Just stop.
So this is interesting. And since, I've got a few here, I want to touch on as much as we can. I'm all under a time restraint, but I have lots to say. So it's funny. You just set up the perfect scenario for when you're 45 and you have an arthritic knee, like I do.
Yeah, which is gonna happen.
That, and this is why, folks out there, when we kind of smell, people think arthritis is genetics, and it really has nothing. Now, there's predispositions, but if you don't stress the joints inappropriately, you're going to be okay.
Or my favorite thing, if the joint is stable, it's less likely it's going to happen.
You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of the people that didn't get into sports or they picked up CrossFit late or High Rocks late in their 30s, their bodies are doing pretty good.
Yeah.
And I look at mine, I'm kind of jealous. Now, only because I know what I would do if I didn't have this, which is probably not, right? Where are we going to go again? I'll be there anyway. I'm going to end up at the same place no matter when I started.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a matter of
we know you.
when I get there.
When are you going to stress fracture?
It's not a, but nonetheless, with that, what happens is because he has no ACL, and this is pure doctor now, he's walking out weight that he hasn't pushed in
like 2 months.
2 months, which is a big deal in that weight class you're in. So that joint with the little caps on top of the bones, that is what's going to absorb a misstep. So his 1 to 2 out of pain in his knee, it's something like that that's being irritated because it's loaded inappropriately. It's not used to it. That's what begins an arthritic process. You start breaking down the joint coverings, and then that over time just falls apart.
Yeah, because it has to create stability in the joint somehow.
Got to find it. And so that's where, like, I played volleyball, so it wasn't the jumping, it was the landing that killed me because I did not land gracefully many times at all.
Loud lander.
It's hard when you jump. Like, there were days, I swear at one point I was about 40 inches. And you get up there and you're like, woohoo! You don't even think about coming down.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, thud, and you're like, ow, that didn't feel good.
Yeah.
So when you do things like that, that just wears in the joint. So that's not a genetics thing. That's a choice thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so I make a joke all the time. Like, I earn this because I made those choices.
Yeah.
I don't regret any one of them.
Yep.
Now I'm learning to do the things I'm telling my patients to do. So we're all in it together.
Yeah. We're all learning together. But yeah, so that is a fun little thing just to think about there too. It's like, that knee isn't 100% stable right now. No. Neither will it ever be unless I get the surgery for it, and that gets even a little gray too. But for that point, I kind of knew, like, this is probably where I have to stop for now. And,
for now.
Yeah.
It's a thing that know your own limitations.
Yeah.
And if you really, and this thing with people out there too, that, like, if I really wanted to play volleyball again and play competitive, or at least try to be, I could, but I wouldn't have a career or job anymore.
Yeah.
And may or may not be married. So, because it takes a lot of work. People really don't understand. It takes a lot of work, especially if you have something underlying.
Yeah.
Without an ACL, you could still compete.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to spend half of your day, me working on you, Normatex, taking every supplement out there under the sun, BFR up the wazoo, 2-a-day workouts, like all these things to make sure your body's framed properly.
Yeah.
You could do it.
Yeah. I'm still looking to compete, but I know at my age and like where my injuries are, like realistically in terms of like qualifying for national level stuff, like, that's very much secondary, tertiary to me. Like, hey, we'll compete, but like if I get there, I get there. Cool. I'm not gonna kill myself to get to nationals.
I mean, it's a little luck, and then also just working hard, training, and life.
Yeah. 100%.
If life picks up and starts kicking your teeth, it's like
I have a career.
I
have to
trying to get one right. I want to keep this one right.
Yeah.
So and you don't want to hurt. This is the funniest thing too. I used to do. I think when I hurt my back, my knee, whatever body part I broke, my wife looked at me and goes, one of these things you're going to do, goofball, is going to prevent you from being able to go to work.
Yeah.
And you're building a practice right now. This is years ago, right? And I kind of smiled and I'm like, because in the back of my head, I'm invincible. Not so much. Not so much. Humbling experience for sure. But it's one of those things like, you got to, we care about you all out there so much and we talk about these things. It's because we're really trying to make sure you don't end up in our shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Watching him limp around the office like a beat up old man.
In the beginning,
was a rough week. I mean, that was hard. Watching me hobble around, not be able to stand up straight. Like, this is not.
Yeah. It got so much so to the point where the patients were asking me how I was doing.
Forget about me. How are you doing?
I'm like, we're fine.
Oh, boy. We're okay. Oh, boy, what'd I do? So, yes. And it's funny because I always joke that clients that come see us expect us to know better.
Yeah.
And then we're like, we do know better. We just don't listen.
Yeah. It's like we know better.
There.
I think part of our problem is that we think we know how to fix ourselves right after
too. Oh, yeah.
So
I diagnosed the crap out of myself. I stress fractured my pelvis. I'm like, I strained a hip flexor. See, I got this.
So I remember when I tore it that night, I was like, okay, let's see if we can just keep the mobility in there. So it's just
go through my protocols.
It was so bad. Didn't necessarily help it. Didn't hurt it, but it was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, so just to end it all here for our stability thing, for those out there, why we harp on this is flexibility and mobility have a place.
Yeah.
For sure. You need to be able to get your arm overhead. Now, the quality of that movement is really where kind of the most important parts lie.
Yeah.
And my opinion, my feeling of it is that if you can control, now people can argue mobility, stability are kind of a similar thing.
I could
But
see
it's
that.
like, yeah, they're all kind of they're rungs like Olympic rings. They're kind of all intertwined. However, there are some things like with pathology, like I'm not going to worry about your knee mobility too much.
Yeah.
As long as I can get a basic range of motion. Then after that, I need to keep it stable.
Yeah.
That's it. That's so I don't get wear and tear. I don't get, arthritis when I'm 28, 30. How old are you now?
I'm 28.
28, already there. Already old.
Yeah.
Just went by almost 30 now.
I know.
Wow, the decades just fly
It's
by.
fun.
But it's an idea of kind of like making sure you can control your body. That's just so much more important. And if you lose stability, you will in turn lose mobility, or at least subjectively, meaning you think you did.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't do something is way different than you can or can't. And most patients, when we bring them in, we'll show them how they can do things fine. They're like, oh yeah, I can. You're good.
Yeah.
Now when you stand up with gravity, all of a sudden you fall apart. That's a stability issue.
Yeah.
That's kind of how that whole thing comes together.
Yeah.
Gravity it's a reality check for you.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, to tie it up on my end, basically we talk about mobility, stability, flexibility as different things, especially when we're looking at it from the book or from like other people's perspectives and where it comes from. I see where they're going with it. In real life, they all kind of rely on each other. Like, especially when you're just moving throughout your daily lives, picking up objects, picking up, your kids, anything like that. They all rely on each other. So instead of just hunting one, let's kind of look at what you really need based on all three of those motions or three of those definitions and go from there.
yeah. And again, if you can't get somewhere and it hurts to get somewhere, then we're talking pathology.
Oh, yeah. That's a different
The
thing.
biggest thing is if it has pain and you're looking online for that pain mitigation, be careful with that one.
Yeah.
Because we haven't identified why you're having pain. Like just because your knee hurts doesn't mean you have a knee problem.
Yeah. could be
Yours was
something
a
else.
trauma.
Mine was
Different
a trauma,
thing,
something
right?
new.
Like my back. I don't know what exactly I did or when I did it or what actually is damaged. But I do know I did something.
Yeah.
And so I can't, because I know everything, blindly start doing all these things that were all wrong. And so here I am back at square one and learn how to move again. I'm looking forward to my banded air squats and bringing back RDLs.
Nice. I just want to see you do BFR.
I really probably should do that.
I think it's great for
Exactly what I have.
PRP protocols
Yeah,
too.
exactly what I have. It's just not fun.
No, it's not.
God,
That's why I want to see it.
yeah.
That's the only reason why I want to see it.
It's one of those things like eat your vegetables. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I don't see the need. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's everything.
Well, you know what? I'll start. We got it right there. I'll start BFR and
yeah, we'll make a post out of it. It'll be fun.
oh, Lord. Okay, guys. Well, again, any questions, DM us. Check us out on our podcast on Spotify, of course. We have a workshop coming up next week. We're putting up some videos, pictures from that.
Oh, yeah.
Some basic introductory type mobility stuff. Nothing crazy. And this is more like rolling out things. I love it as a passion, but there's something you're going to see me do in the beginning that I love. It's fun. It's a little like check in on people. And then I think that's it.
Oh, yeah. For that mobility thing, yeah, go ahead, share this podcast with your friend.
Please.
And then have them message us, and then we'll set it up. It's completely free. And I think it's just worth, 45, 30 minutes of your time?
30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah,
It's really
that's
a
all
quick
it
one.
really
It's not a big deal. Going way home from work. And then out there, anybody who's listening to us has friends. We do this solely to kind of educate you out there. So if you do have questions, please. Otherwise, I'll babble on forever. Give me some guidance. All right, guys?
And I'm going to have to control them. That's
All right.
the hard part.
Rein it in. All right, guys. I'm Doc T.
I'm Dr. David.
We'll see you guys next time.